Hello everyone. I am going to go ahead today and give you a couple of formatting tips on assignment sheets. We haven't really talked a whole lot about assignment sheets and how to do the formatting up until this point. I really wanted to focus on kind of some opening stuff about what this is about and what we're doing here in class. So today we're going to start with this just basic assignment formatting sheet. I'm including a PDF copy of this template on our online forum just so you can take a look at it. I know sometimes it's hard to do it both in video and while someone's talking to you like this. So this is kind of what it looks like. I'll point out some stuff here that's going on, and then I'll show you how to do all of this because I know some of this can be a little tricky. So we've got the first name, last name sort of thing. Of course, you'll put your real first name and real last name. Your instructor's name goes here. The assignment identifier, so whatever the assignment is called. The course number goes here, and generally you want to make sure that you're using your section number as well. And then I also have down here at the very bottom the date, and this is the correct date listing. There's no commas, there's nothing like that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when we do this directly. Up here in the corner, this is a header, so it automatically changes your page numbers, and it just has your last name up here. Just some good things to know about. This all is done in double spaced, and the font is always Times New Roman 12 point, and I'll show you how to get to there as well. But I just wanted to kind of give you a brief tour of what this looks like. So let's go over to a blank page and start this from the beginning. Alright, so we're going to start, and I'm going to do this for Arnie. I'm going to pretend that this is Arnie. And you know that most of the time in Microsoft Word, if you're using Word, it doesn't always start out with the correct font. But I go ahead and type mine first and then do the font and the formatting stuff a little bit later. That way it's all clear from the very beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and do Arnie Aardvark right there, and then of course hit the enter key for the hard return to go to the next line, and instructor, and usually you do want to put instructor or professor, or if it's a doctor, somebody who has a doctorate, you put doctor there. Assignment identifier, and this will be, since this is formatting practice, that's what that'll look like. The course number for this class is English 121, 1, and 8. And it's important to do this because a lot of times instructors do have multiple sections of the same class, so you want to make sure that they understand what's going on there. And then I'm going to put in today, which is for February. And if you notice my little automatic formatting up there, will come up. Okay, so that's how that's going to look before it's formatted. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything, and you can do it in a couple of ways. There's select all up here at the top, that works really well. Or if you see here, it also gives you a little Control A as a keyboard shortcut, and I'm a big fan of keyboard shortcuts, so that's the one I tend to use. So first of all, you want to come over to your page layout tab, and even if you're not using Microsoft Word, there should be something like this, very similar. And you just want to confirm that your margins are all at the 1 inch, top, bottom, left, and right. That's really important. Older versions of Office down here at the bottom tend to do 1.25, and that is not a correct margin formatting. Okay, so that's under page layout. I'm going to come back over here under the home tab, and I want to change my font. So if I click on Calibri, it comes over here to the recently used fonts, but these are all alphabetical order, and so you can come scroll all the way down and find Times New Roman, and you're just going to click on it to select it, and it defaults to 11 point, and of course we want it 12, so there's our correct font formatting. And then over here on my paragraph section of my home tab, there's a little box here, and it's just a tiny box with an arrow, and it's the paragraph dialog box, and you really do want this. And then it'll come up with your indents and spacing. Most of the time when you first start, mine I have it defaulted to the regular, to what I want, but most of the time it's going to look something like this. Okay, which is not what you want. We want just plain double spacing, so 0 points before, 0 points after. Don't add a space between paragraphs of the same style, and we want it double spaced. Okay, so that's the way it should look when you're finished with it. So then we're going to say OK. Okay, so there's the first part of the assignment identifier, and I'm a big person for saving everything, so I'm going to go ahead and save this right here. I'm going to call this Arnie Aardvark example. All right, so now we need to stick over here our page number. So to do that, if you know that there's some shortcuts that you can do that, I'm going to show you one really easy way to do that by going over here to your Insert tab. It's the second one over. And then over here, after you've gotten into the Insert tab, if you go to Page Number, and we want it at the top of the page, and we want it to be flush right. That's the MLA formatting, so I'm going to go ahead and click there. And now it's got me up here in the header part of my page. And because it's got this little gray box around that number 1, that means that it'll change no matter what the page is. So I'm going to put in Arnie's last name, Bark, with a space. You want one space between. But if you notice, my font doesn't look the same, and that's because it keeps defaulting to this Calibri thing. So I'm gonna, if I actually just mouse over, I highlight the name and I mouse over a little bit to the side, it should give us some options. If not, I can right click and then come up with my text options and then change that as well to Times New Roman and 12 point. Okay, and then after I've done that, all of these default things are fine. You just leave that right there like it is, and then you're going to close header and footer. And then no matter how many pages you put in, that'll just keep rolling, and you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't have to worry about that moving down the page or doing anything sideways or anything like that. So that is the very, very basic formatting for assignment pages. I will also do something on formatting your MLA format page, but I'm going to do that separately as a separate file, just so that you can see each individual one as you prefer.